Hey, everybody, welcome back to the podcast. You're listening to the longest running superhero role playing game on Earth, also known as the Continuum Chronicles. As always, I'm your host, Chris Kent, and today we're going to be talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But before we get into that, smash the like button, ring the bell so you know when I upload stuff, and make sure you're subscribed. We have a great community here, and it's all thanks to people like you. So thank you so much for being here. That said, our prologue begins in feudal Japan in 1603. In a Japanese fortress, a man named Lord Norinaga berates his son, Kenshin, for disgracing their family name. Kenshin argues that his father's desire for war is the true disgrace. An English trader and pirate named Walker arrives. He's here to supply Norinaga with added manpower and firearms. He watches Norinaga's son leave angry, and Captain Walker says children are a pain, especially when they side with your enemy. Walker then states he has 3 ships in the harbor loaded with gunpowder and muskets, guaranteed to win Norinaga's ambitious war. Meanwhile, Kenshin goes to a temple. There, he flips some tables and knocks over a statue while enraged. The hollow statue breaks open, revealing a mysterious scepter. He also finds a scroll, which he opens. On the scroll are drawings of what looks like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but done in the style of art of that period. He sees this and refers to them as Kappa, turtle creatures from Japanese folklore. Kenshin reads an inscription: "Open wide the gates of time." And then the scepter lights up like a lantern, and something inside, like an hourglass, begins to spin, head over heels. The wind picks up, and the scepter pulsates. Arcs of electricity emanate from it. A woman named Renee appears. She's a time traveler and an ally of the Turtles from the original Eastman and Laird comics. Some men in red and white robes walk into the temple, see her, and begin to yell. More men pour in wearing red armor and armed with katanas. They hold her at sword point. Renee is brought before Norinaga to determine whether or not she's a witch. Renee runs her mouth, and Norinaga orders she be put down. Walker interrupts, saying, "Allow me." He explains to Renee that the daimyo and his court believe she's a witch. Renee tries to bluff her way out of it, but Walker can tell she's bluffing, so he assures Norinaga that she's no threat. As such, she's placed in a hanging bamboo cage alongside a man named Mr. Whit, who turned on the English traders. He looks like Casey Jones and may actually be one of his ancestors. Renee wonders if he's the real Casey and quickly learns that he's not. She wonders where the real Casey is and then wonders where the turtles are. And then we get into the main plot of this game session. So meanwhile, the turtles are in the forest where they get separated. Michelangelo encounters a woman named Mitsu, who is the leader of the rebellion against Norinaga. She mistakes him for a Kappa and takes him to her village. The other turtles sneak into Norinaga's castle using stealth. They rescue April and Wit, but some more of the guards in red armor show up, and the turtles are forced to fight them. The guards have lethal intentions, but the turtles just use knockout damage. Donatello cautions the others about changing time. Another wave of guards heads for the dungeon, and the turtles are running low on hit points. So they close the heavy wooden door and bar it shut. Casey's ancestor, Whit, finds a grate on the floor. He moves it aside and jumps into the foul-smelling chute. Renee follows, then so do the other turtles. This is a waste chute, and they land in a pile of manure as well as rotten food that people have thrown out. The next morning in Mitsu's village, Michelangelo wakes up. Several small children are watching him through gaps in the house's siding. Meanwhile, Mitsu leads a group to the nearby waterfall where the other turtles, Renee and Wit, are cleaning the sewage off of them. Mitsu sees they look just like Mikey and leads them to where Mikey is. But upon arriving, Walker's men are burning down the village. As the turtles help the villagers, Michelangelo is freed and joins the fight. Upon encountering the inhuman turtles, Walker quickly rides away on his horse. He goes to Lord Norinaga and tells him what he saw. Norinaga asks if the turtles were Japanese demons. Walker says he doesn't know what the turtles are. Norinaga says something similar attacked his ancestors, and now, it would seem, they have come for him. So he asks to trade silver and silk for guns. Walker says his cannons can kill the turtles, but he's raising the price now. He wants gold, not silver. Norinaga resists, but in the end feels he has no choice. He buys the weapons to use against the turtles. Meanwhile, the turtles talk about how they don't know where the scepter is now. Renee says maybe the daimyo took it. So the turtles go to the palace to get the scepter, but are cornered by Norinaga and his soldiers. The turtles fight their way through wave after wave of enemies. Leonardo and Norinaga duel with swords, and Leonardo defeats the daimyo. Walker escapes with the scepter, fleeing to one of his ships in the harbor. The four turtles swim to where his ship is and climb the side. Walker shoots at them, then heads below deck. The turtles follow and encounter someone very unexpected, the Phantom, whose name is also Walker. The Phantom is a superhero indigenous to this time period, and he's a relative of the Captain Walker who is currently trying to kill the Ninja Turtles. As the turtles unlock the cage that the Phantom is in, he begins to tell them the story of the first Phantom, Kittredge Walker, who was the sole survivor of a pirate attack. As a boy, Kittredge was washed up on the island of Bangala. While he was there, he was saved by pygmies, and upon finding the body of the pirate who killed his father, Kittredge swore that he and his descendants would fight pirates and evildoers. Captain Walker walks in with a flintlock pistol pointed at the current Phantom. The captain says yes, but not all of us wanted to go into the family business. Phantom says not wanting to go into the family business is one thing, but becoming a pirate is the ultimate betrayal. Before the captain can say anything else, Raphael is tired of all the chit-chat and hits Captain Walker in the eye with a shuriken. Leonardo makes a called shot to the captain's gun hand, crippling it. The captain tries to fire with a penalty at the Phantom, but misses. Mikey and Donnie each hit the captain with their weapons, and finally, the Phantom punches him with his skull ring. And then we get to the epilogue. Once the captain has been defeated, the Phantom leads the turtles to the captain's quarters, where they retrieve the time scepter. Donatello says that if the Phantom has a descendant in 1993, they'll be sure to say hello. The Phantom wishes them luck, then steers the ship towards the island of Bangala as they go back to the future. Meanwhile, with Norinaga's men having been defeated by the turtles, Mitsu's forces take control of the fortress, and Norinaga is stripped of his power. Mitsu and Norinaga's son are married, and a new sun rises over Japan. That was it for this game session. As you could probably tell, we tried to recapture the feel of the original Eastman and Laird comics rather than the campy vibe of the third Ninja Turtles movie from 1993. I actually think this movie could have been way better had they just dropped the comedy. Before running this adventure, I rewatched it, and none of the jokes in that movie really hit the mark. Anyways, we liked playing this game way more than we enjoyed rewatching the movie. I hope that you enjoyed hearing what we did. If so, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, and leave us a comment, as that really helps with the YouTube algorithm. I hope that you guys have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.